My name is John Kopp, and I am a church planter in Salt Lake City, Utah. And my family and I, my wife Beth, my daughter Karis, she's 7 years old, and my son Andrew, who's actually just been officially part of our family for about 3 months. We just adopted him, which was pretty amazing. And my youngest son Caleb, who's about a year old. The 5 of us are helping to start Gospel Grace Church in downtown Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is in Utah, and Utah is a really, really cool place for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is because of the Great Salt Lake. I don't know if you know this, but the Great Salt Lake is pretty amazing for a few reasons. One of those reasons is because it's really stinky. The other reason is because it's great, it's big, but then it's also really, really salty. So there's more salt in the Great Salt Lake than in the ocean. So when you go swimming in it, you don't go underwater, you just float around on top. How cool would that be? Just to be like swimming and you can't go under, you just have to float right on top. That'd be pretty amazing. Salt Lake City is pretty cool also because in the winter, the snow comes pouring down. And there's so much snow that you can go up in the mountains and you can have some of the best skiing in the whole country. Salt Lake City has the best snow on earth. It says so on our license plates. Well, when you go up in the mountains, you can snowboard, you can ski, you can snowmobile, you can snowshoe, and people love to do that. It's an awesome place. Right now it doesn't seem like it because it feels great outside. It's like 90 degrees, and I'm standing out here in front of my house with a great view of the mountains behind me. But I promise you, in the winter, great snow. But really the major reason I love Salt Lake City is because of the people that live here and because of the chance that I have to tell people about Jesus in this place. Salt Lake City is the least churched major city in America. What that means is that of all the big cities in our country, Salt Lake City has the fewest number of Christians. So if you were to line up 100 people in this city and you asked them, hey, do you believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins? Do you believe that you are going to go to heaven because of what Jesus did for you on the cross? Do you know what? Only 2 of those 100 people would say that they believe that Jesus is the Son of God. He died on the cross for their sins according to the way the Bible teaches it. So that's why I love this place, because I love these people and I want to tell as many of them as I can about Jesus. And there's lots of ways that we get to do that. And I want to tell you about a few of them. One of those ways is through our Church in the Park. All summer long, every Wednesday night in the summer, we take our sound system, a huge grill, tables and tents and signs out into the park, and we set up and we have what's called Church in the Park. It's awesome. We go out with a team of people and flyers and we hand out and say, hey, you gotta come to Church in the Park. We cook up that grill and we put some meat on it and we start sizzling some meat and it starts wafting all over the park. And we say, this meal is free and you can have it if you wanna come join us. And as many people as want to can come and eat food with us, and then we play some music and they sit down and we open the Bible and we tell them the gospel. We teach them about Jesus. And we do that every Wednesday night. It is awesome. So that happens every Wednesday, and since I can't really tell you how awesome it is, I want to show you. I got a little video, and I'll play that now, and I'll be right back. So that's Church in the Park. Every Wednesday night. It starts actually next Wednesday. So if you pray with us about that, that would be awesome. But then also another thing we do is called backyard Bible clubs. 5 places for 4 weeks over the summer. We're going to do a bunch of different backyard Bible clubs. And kids get to come together in a neighborhood. They get to invite their friends, and they get to do crafts and games and learn a Bible story about the greatest hero of all. Who is that greatest hero of all? Do you know? I'll give you a hint. It's not Superman or Batman or Spider-Man or Iron Man. You know who it is? It's Jesus. Do you know that every single story in the Bible is all about how amazing Jesus is and how he is the greatest hero of all? He conquered our sin and he gave us his righteousness. So our backyard Bible clubs this year are all going to be about how awesome our greatest hero Jesus is. There's another cool thing we're doing to help us do backyard Bible clubs and to help us do all kinds of stuff all over the city. We have a bunch of different students that come in, and when they come in, they do what's called plant camp. Now I'll give you a hint. Plant camp is nothing to do with seeds or trees or leaves or grass or bugs. Has nothing to do with those things. It's all about church planting, starting churches, and camp. So if you take the coolest things about summer camp and put that together with the coolest things about a mission trip, you have plant camp. We do all kinds of stuff about how to plant a church and why church planting is important, but then we go out all over the city and tell as many people about Jesus as we can. And we've got about 150 students that are going to come with us this summer to do plant camp. There's 4 of them, and they start the end of June.
When we came to plant camp, we weren't quite sure what to expect. You either do your missions trip or you have camp. This was quite an interesting change from the norm. To have something like this connected organically to a local body was something that is totally beyond whatever we've done before. And it was incredibly helpful for my teens. They walked away with truth every morning, with practical, theological, deep, helpful truths that led them to the gospel of Jesus Christ, and then presented them with opportunities to show that in practical ways out in the streets of Salt Lake City, Utah. Our teens, every time, were just coming back, opportunity after opportunity. I never thought this was possible, but I can do this at home now. And our teens are energized for local church, gospel-centered ministry.
Brothers at Gospel Grace Church have really thought through how to strategically invest in the lives of students for the sake of the gospel. The pastoral leadership team has just carefully worked through the implications of the gospel, how it looks in your life practically, and how it also looks on mission, serving Christ in an urban context. And so my students were equipped to serve, but they were also then given opportunities to serve. And the equipping them preceded the serving every day. So every day they were being connected to Christ and the gospel, and then they were being connected to go do it. And so it was just a fantastic experience for them. There was opportunities to serve, just practically helping with projects. Then there was every one of them had opportunities to share the gospel, to have gospel-centered conversations with people that didn't know Christ. And that was just radically transforming in their lives as they ministered the gospel. So it was a sweet week. And I would encourage other men, whether you've done missions trips or not, with your young people, that this is a wonderful opportunity that will really impact your young people, both here and by God's grace when they go home.
Those plant campers are going to be all over the city, telling as many people about Jesus as they can. They're going to be talking to people and asking them if they have heard about Gospel Grace Church, if they've heard about Jesus, if they know what the Bible teaches about Jesus. And they're going to be doing that, partnering with us in ministry. It's going to be awesome. So if you would pray with us about those things, pray with us about Church in the Park, about backyard Bible clubs, and about plant camps, that would be awesome. Oh, one final thing. Every Saturday, after the backyard Bible club, we have what's called our carnival in the park. The same park we do Church in the Park in, we do a carnival in. We set up all kinds of games. We've got prizes and cotton candy and face painters and jugglers and all kinds of crazy music, and it's a great time, and it's all free. And the goal is that we would meet as many people as possible and tell them about Jesus. Thank you so much for praying for us. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for partnering with us. We love what God is doing in Salt Lake City. About 3 years ago, there was not a church that met up at the University of Utah called Gospel Grace Church. But by God's grace, through the answered prayer, through support and partnership, God has done a work, and He's seeing Gospel Grace Church get started, and we are so thankful for it. So we love you all, and we thank you for what you're doing, and we hope to see you in Salt Lake City soon. Bye-bye.